Let's bring in Richard Davenport into the conversation on a Recruiting Thursday, brought to you by Breen RV. Richard, big-time win for the Arkansas Razorbacks against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Your ears are on the ground when it comes to recruits, not only in this state, but outside of the state. How big was it for these guys that might be considering the Razorbacks to see the first SEC win in the first time in 3 years?
It was big. I reached out to a lot of kids after the game, almost immediately, and some of the kids that are kind of tough to get a hold of as far as getting replies to questions that I normally have were quick to answer and brag about the win. So kids were obviously excited about it. The commitments and some of the guys that are still, considering Arkansas. One of them, Cameron Ball, defensive tackle from Georgia, who, is a big target for Arkansas, was very impressed and said that he didn't expect that it would be the last victory for the Razorbacks, this season. He seemed to be pretty excited. So, as we've been talking about for the longest, kids want to see progress and they want to see, some fight. And obviously they saw progress. They saw a victory. They saw a fight. Saw a lot of positives on Saturday.
Richard, one of the other positives you can take away so far this season is Barry Odom's defense. And we had a chance to catch up with him around Father's Day, came from humble beginnings. I really enjoy listening to him, not only just talk football, but outside of football as well. How much of an impact is he making with recruits that are considering coming to Arkansas and play defense?
Yeah, when his name's brought up, it's very favorable. As far as kids and parents, I can tell you, in talking to quite a few kids and parents in the St. Louis area, his name carries a lot of weight. They really respect Coach Odom. I've had several parents say that he's their guy. They just like everything that he stands for as a coach and as a person. I think how he treats people evidently is gotten around to a lot of the parents, at least that I've talked to, and the kids too. So obviously he's able to connect with kids, and and that reputation is spreading among other kids and parents that are being recruited by him.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of been quiet. High school season's going on. Obviously, we're in the midst of the season. It's been quiet as far as new commitments and players making verbal commitments. Update us on the scoreboard. 19 for the 21 class. Where we still stand? I kind of lose track of the 22s and 23s, and we get beyond this next class.
Yeah, you're right. 19 commitments for the 21 class, and then you have 3 commitments for the 22 class. So, and I think the 22 class, anything could happen at any time, especially with Arkansas having so many in-state offers out for the 22 class. They got 9 guys that have got offers in that class. So, and then you got a couple in the 23 class that have offers. So, The 21 class, obviously they're going to be very selective. Maybe another offensive lineman, another defensive lineman, maybe another DB, best available. And then he's talked about leaving some spots for maybe some transfers. So you're probably going to see might be probably about 3 more high school prospects, and probably the rest maybe hold for transfers.
I heard Sam last night on his coach's show from the Catfish Hole, and he was talking with Chuck, and he said it was jokingly in his tone, but I think it was serious in his message. He's going to be re-recruiting some of these seniors because with the rules and the eligibility, some of these guys that are seniors that have the option to come back, he's going to be having some serious conversations. How does that, with the numbers, and I know that the scholarship situation has its own implications, but at the end of the day, the schools are not going to necessarily fund more scholarships in all cases. How is that going to affect the numbers for 21 and 22 and beyond? Because particularly with 21, if they may not sign as many, is that a possibility if they bring back 4, 5, 6 seniors from this class?
I don't know how that works out. The NCAA hasn't really came out with a lot of details that I know of how that would work out and how that impacts future classes. I don't think they've even mentioned anything about future classes. But I can see that. Hey, Myron Cunningham. Why wouldn't you want him coming back? Mm-hmm. I know. He has he's got a chance to be really a great player. I won't say a great player, but a very, very good player, offensive lineman for Arkansas this year as the season progresses. And can you imagine another year of being tutored by Coach Pittman and Coach Davis? Now, obviously, if he has a really good season and the NFL scouts are high on him, the possibility of him coming back is probably not as great. But I could definitely see that them re-recruiting guys, especially guys that maybe don't have the NFL options right off the bat.
Well, I think it's definitely going to happen based on what he said. And why wouldn't you want developed bodies, older, mature players, better head on their shoulders, knows your system, knows the expectations? I think that's definitely going to happen based on what he was saying last night.
Exactly. Well, and if they have, if the season continues in a positive way, I think some of the guys will think, hey, I'm having fun. Let's see what happens next year. Because if you look at the depth chart, it's a pretty young team, and I think next year looks pretty promising. If things still trend in a positive way, then the rest of the year, there's reason to be fairly optimistic about next year.
Talking with Richard Davenport here on a Recruiting Thursday. Richard, when you look at kids across the country, not only for Arkansas, but however, what percentage do you think are going to sign with the school that have yet to actually attend the campus based on what's going on with COVID?
I think it'll be pretty high, just like it has been in the past. As far as the early sign-in period, is usually about 80% of the kids, around 80%, sign early. I think it'll be about the same because there's so much uncertainty about when the dead period to be lifted. There's, obviously the dead period's until December the 31st. I would imagine that's probably going to be extended beyond that. There's just so much uncertainty about when they may be able to get on campus. And if you can't get on campus anytime soon, there's really no reason to delay things and possibly lose your spot, So I don't think it's going to be much of a difference. Of course, we'll know in December, but this is obviously uncharted territory. So different kids will react different ways. But I do tend to think that the NCAA will delay the February sign-in period for later on, hoping that maybe there's a vaccine or something and they could open up campuses then.
Yeah. Week 6 of the high school football season coming up tomorrow night around our state. It seems like there's, at least from what I've seen on Twitter and read, I've read about or haven't read about cancellations. So there seems to be maybe fewer games getting moved around. What stands out to you this week about high school football as we're moving into the second half of the regular season?
Well, I haven't really looked at the schedule that much, but the thing that just really stands out to me is that just some of the things that we've already talked about. You got Bryant just still completely dominating high school football on the 7A level. You got to like Bentonville, North Little Rock. I think everybody's looking at those three teams in the 7A and thinking those are the teams to beat. Looking forward to seeing Parkview play for the first time in 2 weeks since they've had to cancel the last two games, and see Landon Rogers, the quarterback commitment for Arkansas, see how he does. But right now, I just look at Bryant and just marvel what Buck James has done.
Richard, before we let you go, man, it is National Pizza Month, and Jenkins and I are thinking about taking down a 30-incher by the end of this month. And you are under the impression that if we can't complete it, we'll lose our man card. Just kind of your thoughts as we close you down.
You better be careful what you say here, Richard.
Well, no, I'm not shy about that. Come on, 2 guys. That's basically like a 15-inch pizza. I can eat a 14-inch pizza pretty easily. Don't get me wrong, I'm pretty full when I finish it, but I could if I had to, I could probably go 1 to 3 more pieces after that. So I could do a 15-inch pizza with no problem.
Yeah.
So again, I know it's a lot of pressure to lose your man card, but if you don't succeed, but that's my stance, and I'm sticking with it.
The only question is apple or cherry pizza for dessert. I mean, at that point, right?
I love that. I love cherry, apple.
Yeah,
I love desserts.
I don't plan on losing that man card anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't either. Well, Richard, we love.
Ty's got to get one.
We
first,
love talking.
Mine's in my back pocket, ready to go.
I think I left my wallet in the car.
There you go, left it in the car.
We love talking football. We love talking recruiting. Also, we love talking food. And
hey, where is the 30-inch pizza though?
Man, there's a couple challenges around the state, so we're gonna figure out where we're gonna go here, and do a little. We'll make a video out of it. It'll be quite entertaining. You could watch it live. How's that sound? You declare that we could either have retained our man card or lost our man card live as you're
needs to be there in person,
watching this broadcast. You're welcome to join us too, Richard.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to drive 2.5 hours for that.
Hey, that's entertainment.
If man cards are involved, he has to do it.
That's entertainment.
I love you guys.
All right, later,
Talk to
Richard.
you next week.